Yo, what's up? Sierra, aka Firm Handshake, aka the Truffle Fry Guy, the Time Traveler's Wife. Q&A. I apologize for the delay. Book report. The book was, I got it right here. No, I don't. Got it right here next to my Word doc. It's kind of a funny story by Med Vizzini. I apologize if I misenunciated your name. Seems Italian. Good book. I'm about to give you kind of the FAQ or a rundown of the script of the book. Just kind of get in depth, get real about it, be 101 on it. So let's hop in on it. Let's hop on the track and be right back like a maniac. Well, on that note, the book is broken down into 10 parts. OBV, I ain't going to go into in depth of each POV of the chapters or parts, not the chapters, but the parts, I ain't the CBS Evening News, That's the way it is. Well, the main character of the book is Craig Liner, a 15-year-old kid, or a teen in this case, goes to a prestigious New York City, Manhattan, the big city where The Rock's from. Well, now The Rock's from Brooklyn, so The Rock, I can't do it now. Anyway, so he's a 15-year-old kid, goes to a prestigious, the most heinous high school in New York City. He has a best friend who pretty much is, in his eyes, the most suave guy and chill, and has a total babe of a girlfriend. And he has a huge, most egregiously crush on his girlfriend. Most egregious crush on his girlfriend. Little correction right there. His best friend's name is Aaron, and his girlfriend name is Nia, N-I-A. Pretty much Mia with an N. N for Nicaragua, or Nigeria, or Niagara Falls. That's seltzer, though. It's my fossil fuel. Well, after introducing y'all to the protagonists, or the main characters in this genre, or this story, or this novel, in this case, the story kicks off like a little bit of a background about our main character, Craig Liner. What a name, guy. Anyway, Craig, he's your normal kid. He's at 14, 14, his first day, when he got accepted into the most prestigious, I really like that word, most prestigious high school. He kicks it off by his friend Aaron introducing him to the world of pot. And since then, his world has gone rapidly downhill. And with that being said, I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, he began smoking pot. He does experiments where he tests how things are better or some things are worse, or is it better when he's on break of smoking pot. So in this case, he tests if it's better to smoke pot or not. I feel like I completely confused something so simple. What I was trying to say was that he experiments how while he's on, is his life better when he's on pot, or is his life better when he's off pot? That's literally what I was trying to say. I just kind of revolved around the point. I kind of tried going through the back door, you know what I mean? Trying to go around, take a shortcut. Turned out to be a longer route in this case, this analogy. And he explains these to his psychologist. And his symptoms since smoking pot and since becoming a student at this prestigious high school are that he has begun to yarp. He tends to yarp when sometimes his body doesn't want him to eat. He'll be at dinner, his body says nah. It closes up on him, won't let him eat, and if he tries to eat, he runs to the bathroom and yarp. Another weird thing we learn about our character, Craig Glidner, is that this man likes to pee sitting down with the light off. I don't know if that's normal. Maybe he just can't stand standing. Anyway, Craig also tends to give his symptoms names. Anything that gives him problems are called tentacles. Tentacles. There we go. Tentacles. They are called tentacles because they won't let go and they make his life harder. But things that help him get around and stay stable are his anchors. He explains this to the many psychologists he goes to. As you know, he goes to many psychologists because his parents are very concerned about his problems. He begins to develop suicidal thoughts and calls the suicide hotline. Craig's symptoms seem to be manic depression and a little bit of schizophrenia, because in his voice he occasionally has a drill sergeant voice that he claims is his own voice, but is used as a motivational tool. But we got 5 symptoms here. We got yarping, we got drug use with the pot, we got him naming himself his things, tentacles, what a hard word, and anchors. He can't swallow his food. I've already added that in the yarp. So he has a voice, maybe schizophrenia, and he's completely depressed. He thinks he's a loser. He thinks he's ugly. He thinks he's a loser, that having a 93 in all his classes is bad grade. I mean, honestly, that's great. Like, go for him. Good for him. Not go for him. Good for him. You know, what a guy. What a guy, Craig. I don't even know his name. Well, it's time to turn on the jets on this project, put the full court press, hurry it along down the yellow brick road. Anyway, our character Craig calls up the 1-800-suicide hotline and is admitted to the nearby psychiatric hospital, where he is actually taken back because he doesn't feel like he belongs in the loony bin, aka the mental ward. He ends up meeting other patients who are friendly and other that are delusional and crazy in this case. He begins talking to his psychiatrist, Dr. Miranva, about this, and he meets a female patient named Noelle. In the movie format of this, she's played by Julia Roberts. No, Erica Roberts, I think. Emma Roberts. I googled it. She's hot though. That's really the moral of what I was saying. But anyway, Noelle, who was in the loony bin, was coped with sexual abuse, a history of sexual abuse in this case, and she cuts herself with scissors. Which this sounds terrible. I like scissors out of all things. I mean, you can't find a knife. That's terrible. Anyway, during his recovery, Craig starts doing more art. He talks about how he used to do art when he was younger, but he begins creating maps of art on a human body. So, like, it's a human outline. Like, that's not human. So, anyway, that's a human body, I guess. Anyway, and he draws maps through it. So he starts telling his psychiatrist with this, and his psychiatrist tells him that it seems that this art that he's experimenting with and talking with Noelle helps Craig confront his sources of anxiety and depression and gives him a chance to begin rebuilding his health or regaining his health. By the end of it, he realizes art makes him feel good and that he wants to pursue it. He talks to his psychiatrist, who recommends he should transfer to an art school, and that thought excites him. However, he is scared of telling his father this, as his father most heinously likes the fact that he goes to this most bodacious private business school in the prestigeness of Manhattan, if that sentence made sense. Anyway, he feels like that his dad, also besides he loves the art school, he feels like his dad thinks people who go to art school, did I just say his dad? But anyway, his dad likes the business school, and he feels like his dad thinks people who go to art school are messed up. And the novel ends with him returning home and with a new energy to live his life. He begins to appreciate the little things that makes him happy. And with that, this one trick pony has like a little story. I used to work in an orange juice factory, but I got canned because I couldn't concentrate. Anyway, with my one-liners, the moral of this story is do what makes you happy, honestly. Don't go around pondering life and kind of be the one trick pony, I guess you could say, even though I already did that joke. That's what makes me a one-trick pony. I'm done with those. Regrets are an excuse for people who have failed. Page 420 of Ned Vizzini. It's kind of a funny story. It's a good quote, guys. So the psychology terms we like to, get with this book is that Craig Liner seems to suffer from anxiety, or had suffered from anxiety and depression, and a little bit of OCD, as or maybe even OCD PD. So in my opinion, I think he's also a hypochondriac because he claims that he had other illnesses that he thought he had. He also is very obsessive in studying and keeping his room clean. He incredibly depressed. His depression is deprived from his anxiety for being a failure or thinking he's a failure, creating him to go into anxiety, or not anxiety, but depression of not being good enough. So with that being said, he was on Zoloft, which is a type of medical use or a medical prescribe. It's a drug to help anxiety. So, that's one way. Anyway, so that was my project. I hope you guys enjoyed. Holla back at your dude. Gotta stop saying holla back. I say it way too much for someone who doesn't say it at all. I say it occasionally. But anyway, on that note,
say something. Well, say something, goddammit. You're on television. You're live to the whole world.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.
ceasing transmission.
You want another slice?
No, I'm okay.
What else is on?
Yeah, let's see what else.
Where's
is
the
on.
TV guy?